welcome back to my channel. This is Sonia, and today we are going to do my library overview. If you don't know what this series is, I call it Library Love. It's basically just me utilizing my library to the best of my ability to save money and book space. Because I only have 6 shelves, and then I also have one for manga, and manga is kind of at capacity. So, yeah. So that's kind of what this series is. So you're going to have the image hopefully right here. Hopefully I can get that figured out. But I am going to be looking at my screen for this video. I read 68 books from my library. I saved $1,202.14, and my average star rating was 3.7. That is what I am working with when I kind of am having this discussion with you. Was this a successful experiment? Okay, I read 68 books from the library. And I saved over $1,000. So money-wise, A+. My thing is with that high number is I have been neglecting the books that I own. And that is kind of, obviously that is something I can control when I'm at the library. Like you have, I think I have, and I'll talk about this too. I have 162 books on my active TBR right now to be read. I had over 200. I think I have, okay, I'm going to pull up another thing, guys. So give me just 1 second here. My book catalog, so I own 286 books, which is good. That is a good number. I like that number. I have 161 books, which is 56 of my books owned is my TBR. And only 44%, which is 125 books, I've actually read. I don't like that half of my library is unread books. That means I have a lot of books on my shelf that are not catered to me as the reader I am today. That might not be true. Okay, I have some titles that I know I'm excited about reading. Like I have like Brandon Sanderson that I've read and I've really enjoyed his books. Minus the new Mistborn series. I'm not sure about that one. I have the rest of Harrow, the Gideon books. I have the rest of The Witcher. Like, I have books I'm excited about. My problem is I just got rid of my Illumicrate and very recently my Book of the Month subscriptions because of the factor that I was not liking the titles that I was reading. They were not titles I was excited about reading. So, that is going to be something I'm hoping I can read a lot. I'm hoping to finish my Book of the Month books to the point where I've read all of them and I only have the ones I want to keep. Which is a very close goal. I think I'm actually very close to completing that goal. And then my second goal is going to be my Illumicrate books. And that is even the books I've bought sets of that I haven't read. So I have Crescent City books that there is a big, huge possibility I might not even like those. I did not like the last ACOTAR book that I read. I actually unhauled that because I didn't like it as much as I like the first 3.5 books. Like, I just did not like the fourth one. I don't like the sister that they're doing. So Crescent City, there might be a chance that I will maybe unhaul it and go me on that one. I have the Wheel of Time series that I have not finished that I'm very scared about. I really did buy it because I like the show enough, and I actually do like the story that I've read. So I'm really hoping that Wheel of Time is going to be something. Even if I give the overall series like 4 stars, it's not a 5-star series, I still won't feel bad about having it on my shelf. And it looks great because it's like a full shelf of just one series. It looks fantastic. But like I'm like just looking, like there is a lot of like historical fiction books, a lot of literary, just fiction in general books that I can see that I'm not that girly anymore. I am not somebody that wants to pick up a historical fiction book. I'm not a person that wants to get a fiction book. So, like, those books are going to have to be really, really good to keep my attention. And that's the problem. Like, I don't feel like this is catered to me as a reader. Still. Like, and that's really the point I want to get to is I don't care if I only own like 10 books, but those 10 books better be books like that represent me as a reader. Like, if somebody came to my bookshelf, what my goal is give me a suggestion based off of stuff you know I like. And I can easily be like, okay, I've read everything or close to everything, and I can give a good book suggestion. And that is something I like to do just in my real life day-to-day basis. And that's something I want to do for my channel. Because I don't want you guys like looking at my bookshelves, which you normally don't, because I don't like what it looks like sometimes. Other times I'm like, I want to show it off. But it has so many gaps in it right now. Like, it's not the way I want to show it off. Like, I really want to do a video where I kind of go through my bookshelves, but I really want to be happy with my bookshelves when I do that. So, maybe next year, at the end of next year, I might do that. And because I think by this time next year, my goal is to get that 161 down to, if I read 61 books that I owned, where I only had 100 books left, I would feel like it's probably pretty close to what is actually catered to me. So that is going to be something I am really striving towards, is to get it to where, like, I feel like I can suggest any book on my bookshelf and you, like, I will know what to, recommend. I am probably going to bring back how I feel about Book of the Month and Illumicrate this year. I know I kind of started that in the beginning. The series doesn't really do well on my channel because it's really based off of the books I'm reading. But this is my theory. People are not liking Illumicrate anymore. I think because I have my name in for Fairy Loot. The reason why I picked Fairy Loot is I watch enough YouTubers that open up Fairy Loot on a monthly basis, and I am like, those books are books I would love to read. Even some of the iffy titles, like, is stuff that I would get excited about. Like, I would have loved in a book box to get A Fate Inked in Blood. That was a 5-star book for me. So now I know that the 3 books that they brought out, which was Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil, Catabasis, and The Gifted Ones, those 3 books I did not like, but they're from authors like I would have, like, it was such a surprise to me that all 3 of those books were books I did not particularly care for. I still haven't figured out what to do about Catabasis, guys. It's just going to be something on my shelf until I figure it out. But like, having those 3 in a box, a special edition, and they looked incredible, like all 3 of these books. Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil, I would have still probably gone with the Illumicrate edition. The Fairy Loot wasn't as impressive. But Fairy Loot does books that I would get excited about. And their edition of, oh my goodness, what was that book? The other Norse mythology romantasy that they just brought out too was gorgeous. Got really hyped about that series. And I read that at the library. But if it came in a box, I wouldn't have been mad about having it. I got it from the library. I'll probably read the second one from the library. Like, but I can't think of what else that they brought out this year, but that's kind of where I'm headed. So I really want to make room for those books. And does this lead me to something that could be dangerous because I'm getting 2 books a month? Yes. I was only getting 1 book with Illumicrate. I'm getting possibly 2. I signed up for the duo. But I will figure out what their skip policy is and utilize the skip policy. So that was something that way later in my Illumicrate journey that I was not utilizing. I was not utilizing that skip policy. I could have skipped everything this year. I only got like 2 books this year. And that's why I was like, I'm going to cancel it because they were changing their policy. And I was like, no, I don't want to. You weren't limiting me from how many skips, and now you're limiting me. Like, are you going to get better titles? Like, I will find out, like, on YouTube if they do, but I just don't think so. And, like, some people are like, you may or may not get the book, and you're paying for the month. I'm like, no. I will cut my losses. I will go to Fairy Loot. I was also thinking about doing the new Book of the Month romantasy thing. But I read Vasilis recently, which was one of their choices, and I didn't like it. So that's another one. I'm like, that's probably not a choice for me. I'm going to probably, and I have Firebird, which was a choice. I have Arcania Academy, which was a choice from Fairy Loot. So I can actually like read the books that Fairy Loot brought out and still figure out if I want it or not by the time I'm hopefully going to be able to sign up for it. Yeah, but I have enough books. I have 161 books to go through. So, and that could be a lot of money in my pocket too. So if I don't like these Illumicrate books, like I sell them. I'm I give kudos to anybody that takes their special editions and, lets a library have them. Like, I love that Gavin does that, and is able to, and everything. But I can't, because I kind of do like having the money coming back my way, so I can kind of be able to maybe look into Fairy Loot with kind of my financial situation I'm thinking I'm going to be getting into next year. A lot of things might be a no-buy, just in general. Of course, watching the Game Awards, this is like just a weird segue. Most of those games, that didn't say 2026. I just found out recently that Star Wars game that I was getting really excited about might not be until 2028, 2030. So I might just really be enjoying my backlist of video games and utilizing my PlayStation thing, which is fine. I'm at capacity with my video game shelf too. And I'm like, I haven't played half of these. And I'm like, I think that's really where, like, I really need to control my buying habits is gaming. Because of the factor of, I mean, me and my boyfriend do share the shelf. So he has games from like when he was really young, and I have, like, when PlayStation 4 was coming out, I just bought every single game I could possibly buy on sale. So I have a lot of games for PlayStation, for 5 and 4. And then he's a Pokemon collector, so we have all the most of the Pokemon games. But that's like really where I need to figure out what I need to do about that. And it's not going to be selling any of them because I want to keep them all. So it's probably going to be getting a bigger shelf when we move. Been there, done that. I need another shelf for the gaming situation. But anyways, like and subscribe. I do videos Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays is other media, kind of like random videos right now. And Sundays is book content. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.